Creative ways that speakers could have been hired by me. So if you didn't know, for 7.5 years, I served as, among many other things, a chapter consultant for a professional business fraternity. We hosted 5 to 7 annual events a year that required speakers, and we struggled to find good quality speakers. Now, in my own business, where I design for speakers, I am blown away at the amount of talent and value out there, and I can't believe we didn't know some of you existed. Let's fix that. How did we decide on who we were going to hire? First thing is we knew them. Almost all of our speakers that we hired had a personal connection to someone on the staff team or volunteer board, whether that be a professional connection, they were a friend, a coworker, they had heard them speak at a different conference, whatever. We didn't have the time to look up speakers for every single event, so you have to let your network know that you speak and you want the opportunity. Another way was that they had sent us something physical like postcards or a catalog. We got into a bind one time and we needed a hazing prevention speaker, and we literally called the one guy that we had a postcard for and paid him a bunch of money for a quick turnaround trip to talk to a chapter. It was literally because his postcard was at the top of the pile of a bunch of resources. Our CEO was pretty new. None of us knew how to handle such a situation, and so we were looking for somebody that was willing to help. Along these lines, another way we'd find a speaker is just a look of who we had resources from, like a book. Still to this day, I have a copy of a book a speaker gave me and did like a personal note inside of it. And that book was something we would purchase and send to our new leaders. We gave it to every incoming staff member to read so that they understood the issues our clientele, our students, were facing. And all of that came back to this guy was our guy. We knew that he knew his stuff and that he was going to relate to the students in a way that they would understand. I think we hired him like for 10 speeches in my 7.5 years that I was there, but he always got huge reviews. People wanted to bring him to their own chapters, all of it. Okay, so flipping this. Now I have some quick things of why we didn't hire somebody or why we never asked them back, because we are creatures of habit, and if somebody screwed up their event, that's on them. We weren't going to have them back. Ways that this did happen were if they didn't treat a student or a staff member with respect. We had a male speaker one time look down on women very specifically. He treated them very different than the men, and he minimized the female concerns, which is bonkers because we were 50-50 male-female. We had someone reach out to me and I thought they were beyond perfect, but their website looked like a DIY obituary, and the board said no, that they weren't professional enough. We had people that weren't willing to spend time having conversations off stage or in workshops with our speakers, and we thought that if we were going to pay you to fly out to an event, that we'd have a little bit more than just your 50-minute keynote. Okay, so then what can you do that would have won me over so that we would have hired you? One is like sending a personal note to the group that you want to be hired by. So in my case, if you sent a personal note to me, like, hey, I see you're the chapter consultant of this organization. I know it's a hard job, rooting for you. Let me know if I can help. I would have put that on my board. I would have literally hung that up on my wall. It is a hard job, and having someone just sympathize with that would have brought so much value to me that you have no idea. The other thing is these teams are doing so much, and you just reaching out would be the absolute sweetest. You can offer an online workshop that can count as some professional development for students. You can write a good, valuable book and have it professionally produced. That is a big thing. If it looks cheap, we are not giving it to our students. Also, send that said book to the staffs. Write in a personal note. That means a lot. Get a good website that communicates your value and makes you look good. And then reach out to people that would hire you and just offer to be a resource when they need it. Just LinkedIn messages. I would save them all and put their names on a short list. I hope this helps. And now you know a little bit more about my background and why I'm so passionate about working with speakers and giving them the web presence that gets them hired. So